Joining me now is Indiana Congressman Jim Banks. Congressman, now, before we get ahead of ourselves, it does seem like Biden is in a state of free fall, but is there wiggle room for the Democrats to kind of say, okay, I've made my stand, but now let's just get whatever money we can and be done with it?
There always is, and keep that in mind. I mean, this week alone, what the Democrats are trying to pull off with negotiating this $3.5 trillion reconciliation socialist spending package and moving it forward, along with the fake infrastructure bill on top of it, totaling $5 trillion, plus the continuing resolution on top of that. On top of what they want to provide with aid to the Taliban, taxpayer funding for abortion. I mean, these are all hot ticket items for the Democrats, and you better believe it. They're going to do everything they can to pass it, which means Pelosi will wield the power that she has to buy off as many Democrats as it takes to pass it. We can't ignore the threat of what this would do to the future of our country if they pass it, and that's why we got to fight tooth and nail to stop it.
Well, is there a possibility, I know you're in the House, but isn't there a possibility that some of these moderate Republicans, I like to call them misguided liberal Republicans, could actually save this for the Democrats, could kind of almost box out or neuter the radicals on the other side? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, sadly, Laura, it is a possibility. It's more than a possibility. I mean, you saw some Republican senators go along in the very beginning, allowing the fake infrastructure bill to pass, to move forward, to begin with, which opened the door to this negotiation the Democrats had, which moved the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package alongside it. So there are some Republicans who are culpable in allowing this to happen to begin with. I mean, at the end of the day, as you already said, Laura, the only thing that's going to stop it is Democrats stopping it themselves, because the rules of the Senate allow this reconciliation package pass with just 50 votes, which means that it's going to take this infighting that's continuing to increase between the AOC, progressive, Bernie Sanders, socialist wing, and some of the more, I suppose you could call them moderate Democrats in the House and the Senate who are fighting amongst themselves right now. That's what's going to stop it. Well, what Republicans can do is pour gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, well, AOC is demanding that supposedly that the reconciliation bill include mass amnesty. Watch.
Bipartisan infrastructure bill alone is not only not enough, but it can be actively harmful, particularly on areas of climate. And so there is absolutely a level where it's not just something is not better than nothing, but something can actually do more harm, particularly in terms of carbon. I don't think that we're at the point of a hard line, yes or no, on immigration. We can still, I do believe that we can still get a path to citizenship in there.
Congressman, is this just posturing? I mean, you always get the sense that, well, she's really very clever and she's done a great job at branding and so forth, but you get the sense there's a little acting going on here. There's a little posturing for the role.
I don't know if it's acting. I don't even know what she means, Laura, by what she says. I mean, it's almost like she's making it up as she goes, but it looks cute on TV, so it gets a lot of publicity. So I'm not sure what she means by it, but it does go to show how dangerous these packages are, and that the power that AOC has in her hands to tweet something, a missive against Nancy Pelosi, and blow up the other side.
No, we got 20, but as you said, yeah, but Congressman,
hands.
As you said, we had about 20 Republicans in the Senate who set this whole dynamic up by going for the fake amnesty. Thank you, Senator McConnell, Senator Kennedy, I mean, you know, not Senator Cassidy, Romney, et cetera. So they set this whole thing up, and this is where we are. We warned them, and they didn't listen. Congressman, thank you. And coming